Hello friends, Tanya here with day 14 of the 2025 Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. We are going to open door number 14 to see what we have today, and that square makes me wonder, it could be a variety of things. Let's see what we've got. Now the inside of the door always shows you what's on the inside of the box, and it looks like a fun little, I bet it's a die set. That could be with that square, it could be a stencil or a stamp set too. But it does indeed look like a simple layering die set. Let's put it together. Oh, I'm going to show you what they are on our little die magnet here. It looks like we have several pieces for the little worm and just a couple for the leaf. And there are 3 rain droplets too. We're going to assemble our cute little worm here. I've got a white backer for the eyes. That is part of the die cut or dies that are included. We'll just match that up to the back of the head. And then there are a couple of eyeballs. Oh, I'm just trying to make sure I have that lined up appropriately. Nope, upside down doesn't work. Right side up is the right way. So we'll put that back. The first time assembling things is always the most challenging. But if you get to watch somebody else do it, you get to skip the fumbling around like what you get to see me do. Next, we'll add the little the pupils for the eyes. It does look best if you leave a little bit of the white showing on the left side of the eyeball. I was just checking to see if those were identical pieces or if they were slightly different. They are pretty much identical, so I don't think it matters which one you put where. We have 2 cute little pink cheeks, which you could adhere or leave blank. That's completely up to you. And there are little debossed lines on the face to help you place those little cheeks. Now we'll take our assembled face and we'll adhere that to the worm body, and he is pretty cute. He is adorable. We are going to assemble the leaf. It's got this stem that you attach. I liked to make it a different color than the leaf base. Just gives it a little more dimension, a little more variety, helps it pop a little more. Now I could see using watercolored pieces here or alcohol marker or whatever coloring medium you love to add a little bit of variation to the leaves. Here are the 3 different sized water droplets. Kind of looks like he's using the leaf as an umbrella. Next, I am going to start making our card. We're going to start out with some Hammermill 80-pound cardstock, and I've got peeled paint and forest moss in the Distress Oxides. We're going to do some ink blending. I'm going to take the lighter of the green and cover this entire half sheet of cardstock, which is 8.5 by 5.5 inches. I'm not going to need all of this piece, but sometimes, like we're going to do some glimmer foiling here, it's better to start with a bigger piece than what you will ultimately need. And I've found that I don't actually waste the cut off pieces. I end up using them in some way in a future product or project. Next, I'm going to add a scattering of the forest moss all over the paper here. And I'm just kind of testing that green foil on our ink blended area. I think it's going to match. I mean, one's kind of an olive green and one is just more of a blue tint green, but we're going to give it a try. We're using a press plate from the Wizard of Oz collection. This is the Wonder of Oz. If you don't have that one and you have this Friendship book plate from March of 2024, this is another better press plate that's made to look like a book front. You could use that one. I was really feeling this one. It just really spoke to me for this project. Now we're going to cut out the sentiment that foils with this press plate. I'm tacking down the coordinating die because it doesn't really fit with the theme of the card that I'm using today, but it does make a nice little see-through window. Next, we're going to take the Precision Layering A2 Set A, and we're going to use I think it's a 4 by 5.25 inch die and cut that out. We're also going to take our A2 size card base and we're going to lay it on our sticky mat and cover the back of the card because I just want to create the same color as the ink blending I did earlier. I lay my little inchworm down on this background and he completely blends in. I want there to be some contrast, so I'm going to go over the top of this peeled paint in the middle with some forest moss. I just want to make that little inchworm, that little worm, stand out on this background so he doesn't just completely fade into the background. So we'll test this and make sure I've ink blended enough, and he looks much better there. I want this to look like a book front, very much like a book front. And I'm just going to kind of play around with placement to make sure this is going to work out the way I'm envisioning. Now that I have figured things out a little bit, and yes, that's going to work, it's time to peel our card front or our card base off of this sticky mat. It's always best, so you don't curl your paper, to roll the sticky mat away from the project. Next, we're going to use from the Hero Studio from November. It's all book themed, and there's this wonderful set here. That was the stamp of the month. The die of the month features this book bag. There is a stamp and cut. That's the background die. This is part of the card kit. Oh my gosh. There's the stamp set that coordinates with this stack of books die, and then this person die. This is the extra. There's a stencil set. Yeah, if you love books, the Hero Arts November Hero Studio collection, oh, chef's kiss, gorgeous. If they're still there, go get them. I'll try to link it in the description box below. So I chose 4 sentiments from the stamp and cut of the month, and my first one I bounced and the paper had shifted. So we're just going to flip that paper over and use the other side. I'm going to stamp this 2 or 3 times to get a really good solid inking. Now this was the first time I used this stamp set, so my inks or my stamps were not conditioned yet. Usually some people use an eraser to do a little bit of conditioning. Some people just wash them for the first time before they use them. I just generally just use them, and they get conditioned. It's all good. I did use my clear embossing powder to add some extra beautifulness to my sentiments. I love an embossed sentiment, and I'm using the coordinating dies for all of these sentiments. I use my Scout to cut those out. It is super handy to have that little die cutting machine to do all the small things on your desk. I added extra shims of cardstock behind the panel that's going to go on the front of the card. We'll just adhere that down, just one layer of cardstock, just for a little bit of extra height and depth and dimension. Now I'm going to trim off a little bit of each of these stems on the leaves here. I made 2 leaves to go with the card front here, and I'm just going to tuck the stem portion into the base of this hole, and I'm going to have the tip of it overlap one of the side edges. We're going to repeat this, only opposite, upside down, on the other half of the card front here. Again, just the tip of the leaf is overlapping the side edge, and this is creating a nice landing spot for our cute little worm. It also helps separate him from that green background. I did want this to be pretty monotone. I don't do monotone very often, but I just really wanted to go with that for the feel of the front of a book. Now for our sentiments, I did want those to be nice and bold and easily read. That's why we're doing black embossing on white cardstock. I did cut an extra of each of the 2 sentiments that are going on the front of the card just to add a little extra depth and dimension. I feel like this is the easiest way to do that. You could use what do you call it, foam squares and stuff, but I prefer just to use cardstock. I already have it. It's something I don't have to buy extra, and it works very well, and I can customize the height of it very easily. We'll add just a little bit of glue and adhere those to the front of the card, trying to make sure that my sentiments are adhered straight. On the inside of the card, I have 2 more sentiments that work together, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to adhere those. Now lately, I've been trying to do my interior decoration in a way that leaves a big enough space for you to write a pretty good size personalized message on the inside of the card. Today we're going to do the bottom of the card, and this says, books are my happy place. There are a lot of avid readers in my circle of family and friends, and so this would work for lots of people. Between last month's Hero Studio and this month's cute little, or the Advent Calendar worm, this was perfect. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun playing with all these book-themed items. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Leave me a comment. I always like to hear what you have to say. And check that description box below for a link to all of the products that I used today. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. And until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.